You are watching bonus video number 1, completed escape room plus commentary from A Better Place. I'm Serene Haroon. So I'm going to be showing you the completed escape room that I made and talk a little about how I made it and the decisions I made when designing the escape room. So this is the original PowerPoint file. It has a total of 141 slides. It's a bit ridiculous. And it has a total of 6 minigames. So without further ado, let's just get started. So this is the opening scene, and each of the minigames begins with one of these title cards. Each title card has a title, a start button, and the Gold Award logo. So when you click on the start button, you're introduced to this character. This character is going to be throughout the entire escape room. You're going to be talking and interacting with him. He's kind of like your guide. So the first mini game is him trapped and you having to free him. So we have to find these 8 hidden objects to free him, and so it's one of those games where you just find the hidden objects, and I haven't done this in too long, so hopefully I can find them all. I'm missing a couple. Which ones? What's the last one? Okay, so here I found all 8 objects, and so now this bird, whose name is Hover, is free. And so he talks to you a little bit, thanks for saving me, and so he, in return, helps us on our quest. So I only included the 2 buttons, sure and thanks Hover, because there is no option for him to not help you on your quest. So yeah. That is the first minigame. It's quite simple. There's no emergency preparedness involved. It's just an introduction to one of the main characters that will help you on your escape. This is the second minigame. This is also separate from the original story, but it does teach weather watches and weather warnings. So this is Meddling Meteorologists. This is the second title card. And when I click start here, here is our challenge. This is one of the boring mini games. I couldn't find a way to make it more interesting, so it's kind of dry, but I think it's important to learn. So our first challenge is we are being meteorologists and working with weather watches and weather warnings. So our job is to identify the correct weather disaster about to occur, the severity, and whether a watch or warning should be issued. And so we start by clicking the blinking red dots, and if we need him, we just click on it. So here are the here's the game screen, and this is the blinking red dot. We click on that, and we're given this title card. So we have this information about 4 different things that will help us identify these 3 things. So we have interior, no seismic activity; surface, soil samples show that the ground is dry, the groundwater table is lowered, the sky is clear and the temperature is warm, it hasn't rained for a while, a near depression is expected to reach this area in a few weeks, immediacy expected to hit in a couple of weeks. So because the soil samples show that the ground is dry, it's a drought. I'm going to say moderate, and a couple of weeks, it's a watch. And down here I have this information, which is a watch and which is a warning. And as you can see, when I click on something, the text goes from blue to white. And so I click on the green arrow and it says I'm correct, so I move on. And so these, usually the type of disaster is easy to identify, and usually the watch or the warning is easy to identify, but the moderate and strong can be a little difficult even for me. It's been a while since I did this, so I don't particularly remember, but we'll see. And I made it so that, I'll show you the next one when I do it. I made it so that when you hover over either the watch or the warning, the blue box appears. And so this help only appears when you're working on this watch or warning section. Earthquake, strong warning? Nope, okay. Moderate warning? There we go. Atlanta. This is a tornado. Moderate watch. Okay. Los Angeles. Tsunami. Strong warning. I think what I did is every moderate goes with a watch and every strong goes with a warning, but I don't remember. It's been a minute. This is a volcano. Alright, so now that we've completed that, Hover comes back and he says, great job, next challenge, and then we click on him to continue. So this is the beginning of the actual escape. So those two mini games were separate from the escape. So starting from this mini game, we're working toward escaping the house. And so this is the next title card. It's called House Hunt, and I'm actually going to be showing you how to create this mini game because I think it was one that the participants responded to the most, and it's actually pretty simple to make. There's not too much that's really complicated, and so I can show you how to make this one. So I'm just going to click on this character here. You can click on any character and you know, you can have that as your character. Not that it makes that big of a difference within the game, because that would have been very complicated for me to design. Already this was pretty complicated, but it's a little, you know, character oriented. So here is Hover introducing the next mini game. He needs help finding a safe room, and he was hoping that the user and Maya could help out. And we're going to use green arrows to travel between rooms, and when we found the perfect room, we're going to click on this check mark down here, and if we need him, he's going to be down here as well. So here is the game, and we have 3 arrows going in 3 different directions, and so when we click on an arrow, we're sent to a different room. So now we're in the upstairs bedroom, now we're in the upstairs bathroom, and you can go backwards. You know, if we go right, we're in the kitchen, and now we are in the living room, and now we're in the downstairs bedroom, and now we're in the downstairs bathroom, and now we're in the downstairs closet. So I did make a couple rooms. I did not count. I think it's like 7. And so our job is to find a safe room. And so when we click on this green check mark, Hover comes up and tells us this location is too close to windows, there are many valuables, and it tells us to find a different location. So we try again. And so we go through the rooms and we find the best location for a safe room. And so I really think that the participants responded to the nice and easy animations, how you can go up and down and left and right, and it's really nice. So the safe room is located in the closet. And Hover tells us that this location is perfect because closets are a great place for a safe room because there aren't many things that could break or fall over, and it's secluded. So he explains that this is a good location and why. And this is important. So the participants can learn what qualities a safe room has. So then he asks, can you help with one more thing? What do I stock my safe room with? And then we're sent to the 4th minigame, stocking safe rooms. And so we're told to select 3 items necessary in a safe room and then click continue. So we have, anytime I click on 3 items, this continue button shows up and we click on it and it says correct item selected. And so they have to know that you can't keep perishables in a safe room. You can't you usually won't have electricity in the safe room, and also if the power goes out, having a lamp that's electricity operated is probably not the best idea. And books, while nice, are not necessary in a safe room. You need water, food, masks, first aid kit. This was probably one of the easiest mini games, and it was done probably the fastest. But I do think what the information that it taught is important. So now Hover is thanking us, and he's going to show us around, and we're sent to the 5th minigame, Flaming Fires. And so the house is set on fire. This smoke alarm is beeping, and I made this to look somewhat like a comic strip. So we're going to go down, and here's Hover comes in, and his eyes grow really big. And then we're sent to the next scene, and Hover comes in, and he says everyone out the door. So the user has to click on the door to open it, but it is locked. So Hover asks us to look for clues in the room to find the key that will unlock the door. And so there really isn't much to click on in this room. With PowerPoint, if there is something that you can click on, it will turn your mouse into a hand. You'll notice it just did, if you did notice. But there's only one thing to click on in the entire room, and that's the light switch. And it turns the lights off, and still there's nothing to click on except the light switch again. And so now you have this. And I designed this to look somewhat like a black light. I like how the animals look and all that, so I designed it to look like that. So now we have more things to click on, and when we hover over an animal, up in this right corner here, the animal name comes up with one letter capitalized. And so you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? And you'll notice here also on the left, there's a safe. So if you click on the safe, it tells us to input the correct code, followed by the pound key, and we only get 5 tries. So we can try clicking on it, probably won't get anywhere, like 1, 2, 3, and click on the pound key, incorrect code, try select 4, okay. Let's exit this, go back to the room, see what else we can find. So this was one of the hardest mini games that the users had to complete. And the reason was that they could not figure out how the capital letters of the animals corresponded with the numbers in the safe. And so what I inputted here is this glass looking square here, and it's actually clickable, as you can see. When you click on it, it gives you an equation. Hover times elephant minus bat times snake plus bird minus butterfly plus iguana times rabbit minus penguin. So you're like, okay, that's a lot. So you want to write this down. That's why I requested that my participants bring a paper and a pencil with them. It was for this mini game only. So it's H times E minus B times S plus B I guess, so B-A-B-I, minus B U plus I times R minus P. So we're going to click again, and this new button shows up as a calculator. And so I made a calculator show up so I could help them, add and subtract and all that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna change these letters for numbers. So first thing first, we have to translate the capital O into a number. So we do this by O is which letter of the alphabet. So O is the 15th letter of the alphabet. Elephant is over here. The P is capitalized, and that is 16th letter of the alphabet. Then you have minus bat, and bat, the B is capitalized, so that's minus 2. Then we're times the snake. So we're down here. The E is capitalized, so that's times 5. Then we're adding plus the bird, and the I is capitalized, and that is 9. Then we're subtracting the butterfly, and the butterfly, the T is capitalized, and that's 20. Then we're adding the iguana. Iguana, the G is capitalized, and that is 7. Then we're multiplying times the rabbit. So the T is capitalized again, so that's 20. And we're minusing the penguin, and the N is capitalized, and that is 14. So now we're going to go here to the calculator. And if you do this with PEMDAS in mind, the order of operations, you will get the same answer as if you don't. So either way, I'm just going to do it with PEMDAS in mind anyway. So I'm going to do 15 times 16 is equal to 240, and we're minusing 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 9 minus 20 plus 7 times 20 is equal to 140 minus 14. 240 minus 10 plus 9 minus 20 plus 140 minus 14. So this is the answer we get, 345. And so we're going to go into the safe, and it says tries left 4 because we tried one earlier. And so we click on this, 3, 4, 5, pound key, well done, correct code entered, okay. The safe opens, we click on it, grab the key, and we can open the door. So now we click on the door, nothing happens, we have to turn the light back on, then we can open the door, and we're sent to the final minigame, rapidly running. So click on start, and it says use the arrows to flee from the burning house. When you think you've gone far enough, click the stop button. So we have this obstacle rock, we have the stop, we have how many feet we've gone, and the green arrow. So we click on the green arrow, the rock is glowing, so we click on the rock, and we have this question that comes up. The first step after an emergency is to, and call 911. I really liked making this because it actually looks like rock. It's like embedded into the rock, and I really liked how it looks. I don't know, that's just me. Also, this is one of the more boring mini games because it's just question, question, question. But yeah, so I did design this to be a little more high stakes than the other ones. So if we get this one wrong, say we say 12, the game is over and we're sent back to the beginning. So I did make this a lot more high stakes than the other mini games. So if you make a mistake, game over, you have to start over. I did not make a number of tries where like game over would be it. But yeah, I kind of like doing that. I did see a lot of people fail at the end of this, and that was fun. It helped to weed out the, real winners from the not real winners. So another button I want to show you is the stop button. So remember, we're fleeing from a burning house. So the stop button is when we think we've gone far enough. And so this is another question in and of itself, is how far a person needs to be from a burning house. So we click the stop button at 9 feet, and it says you aren't far enough from the fire, keep going. You say okay, so we keep clicking on the green arrow, and 13 feet, another rock appears. As the first person to the scene of someone who has stopped breathing, you should call 911. Okay, correct. And so let's say I stop at 15 feet, and it says this is far enough from the fire, good job. I think I kept going until 20 feet, and there were still more questions. So if you did keep going and forget to click on the stop button, you would keep getting questions until you reach the end. And so this is the you've escaped. So it's the final dialogue. You've escaped, help your teammates escape too, and then let your volunteer know so that they can stop the clock. So the volunteer would stop the clock, and whoever finished first would win the prize. So again, you can pick a character, you can pick the same character, or you can pick a different character. Let's pick a different character. And so we have this dialogue that comes up and says, insert your team's time and name in the designated boxes. If possible, take a screenshot that you can later submit to me. Click anywhere on the screen to exit the game. Congrats on escaping. I hope you had fun. So I designed it so that the participant, when they take a screenshot, they would submit it to me in a Google form, and I could use that later in my how-to book. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. No one really knew how to take screenshots, so I didn't really get those, but I do think it was fun. And so all these animals earlier from before are here now. I escaped. Here's your character in the middle, and some confetti falling. It looks really nice. And so I made these boxes down here where you could insert the time it took you to escape. Let's say it took you 1841 to escape. And maybe your team Team Earthquake. Yes, I made my team names of the different natural disasters that are possible in Texas, because I'm from Texas and I was giving these to Texans. So yeah, and so then they would take a screenshot of this, and when they're done, they can click and it would escape. And that was my PowerPoint presentation. That was my escape room. And as you can see, I have one of these for each of the characters. They're all doing the same pose, but yeah, that was my escape room. That was 141 slides, even though it didn't really seem like it. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I will be definitely teaching you how to create this house hunt minigame, possibly on a little simpler scale. I'm not sure if I'll do all, how many rooms is it? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rooms. I'm not sure if I'll do all 8 rooms. I might do like 4, and then you can expand it for your own escape room if you like that minigame. I do think it was one of the more popular minigames among the participants. I think that's the one that they liked the best. So yeah, I hope you liked that, and you can watch the next bonus video for episode 4 right after this one, or you can continue on with episode 5 of the podcast and watch the bonus video later. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.